Good morning, everybody. How is everyone? Just looking at all my goings on here. And I think I did it. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on a second here. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we're good. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, I always have this startup thing, and sometimes it works, and sometimes I really, okay, I did it, yay! Okay, we're getting there. So today, I think it's Tuesday, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little sesame ginger. I did it, yay! Okay. Oh my gosh, hang on a minute. Oh man, I always have so many fun difficulties. Okay, we're gonna just get these noodles going first. And these are the rice noodles, so they're gluten-free. I think I would have preferred to use the a little bit thicker ones, but that's okay. We're just gonna get these guys. They don't take very long to cook. And so we're just gonna start heating them up while we start cutting up the other things here. And hi everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, so hi Jane, hi Monique. It's so nice to see everyone here. Okay, so I'm just going to soak those down. And quite often I will use a, like the Fratelli gluten-free noodles too, but I thought I would try these just because the other ones take a little bit longer and it might be hard for you guys to be here that long. So, okay, so we're going to just let those guys kind of soak, I think. I'm going to turn it up a bit while we cut the vegetables. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop up some carrots, and of course, for anybody new, all of my vegetables are pre-washed before I put them in the fridge. And I do want these carrots to be smaller. So I'm going to cut them lengthways, 2 carrots at once, and just chop them. So yeah, it's really helpful if everything is washed before you put it in the fridge. It makes it so much faster when you're cooking to just grab things and know that they're clean. And of course nowadays, we're definitely supposed to be washing everything before we even bring it in. Although, you know, we've been doing really good here on the island. And in BC, but still, it's been good training. I think it's been good training for us. Okay, so I've just got this heated a little bit, and I'm going to switch pans and just let that kind of absorb, because we can add that in later. So, so that's probably hot. So I better put it on something so I don't melt anything that I'm setting my things on. Okay, so yeah, so I think I still will start with water. I nearly always start with my pan with water, and rather than oil, but in this particular case with what we're making, we're going to be adding oil, but I still think I want to start this stuff in water. So we'll add the carrots because they're going to take the longest, and of course the smaller you cut the carrots, the faster they're going to cook. So I'm going to take these little ends off here. And yeah, so that was just super fun yesterday, making a brand new recipe that I wasn't expecting to do. That was just so fun. And the salmon berry smoothie that was supposed to be the leather, it definitely turned out amazing. So yeah, so I have to say, when Daniel came back, I was like, here, try this smoothie. It's a new creation. And he's like, wow, that's really good. What is it? And I said, oh my God, you won't believe it. And Yeah, so it's a new thing. Now, the only thing I will say with that is that the salmon berries really, really do have a lot of seeds. So what I ended up doing was putting them through a, a colander sieve, kind of like what we did with the sprouting barley. And so what I did with the second batch, with the rest of the salmon berries, was I actually juiced them, or I just put them in the Vitamix and just blended them up. And then, of course, they were very watery because they're super watery. And then poured it through the juice first and then made the smoothie. So that's my suggestion. Now that we know, that's my suggestion, is to run your salmon berries. And you could do that with your blackberries too, because blackberries are also kind of seedy, like depends, not as much. I think those salmon berries had a ton of seeds. So anyway, it turned out really good. It was just totally awesome. So so this we're making here. Got my heat on here. It's taking a little while to warm up. And speaking of warming up, it feels really muggy today. I am definitely going to be putting something lighter on because it's going to be super warm. So that's awesome. We've been waiting a long time. And so anyways, so we're adding the cauliflower and the broccoli. And the cauliflower and the broccoli is really like such good healthy, just good healthy stuff for the colon. They both have vitamin C and vitamin K, and really good for intestinal health. And that reminds me, I'm gonna wait for this to get going. Now, see, there's a good lesson for all the times you've watched me make this. I always preheat my pan before you guys get here because it just makes things so much faster. And so this is a good example of what I've been sharing with you and teaching, is that when you start cooking, the first thing you want to do to make those 15-minute meals, like most of my 15-minute meals that are on YouTube, there's, I don't know, 140 of them or something, they're 15-minute fast, healthy meals. And the way I do that is, first off, heat your pan, put some water in it so it doesn't scorch, and just have that simmering while you're doing your prep. Because then as soon as you throw the food in, the pan's hot, the water's hot, and everything cooks within, right away. So this was a good example that I had started the other pan and then took a cold pan, add water. We just wasted 5 minutes. So it's important when you want to do things, and you're either in a hurry or you just don't want to spend time waiting for your pan to heat up. Because because I'm chatting away while I'm cutting vegetables, it doesn't matter so much. But if you have a lot to do, you may want that 5 minutes to do something else that's even more fun. Okay, so I'm not going to put these veggies in yet because I want them mostly raw when I add them to the noodles. So that might be a little too much zucchini because there's only 2 of us. So and I like to add the zucchini last too because it's I don't like it to get too mushy. I like it to be really almost fresh as well, and it cooks super fast. So we'll just put our zucchini here. And oh, one of the things I want to do, and it is really muggy today, and I'm froggy again, so I apologize for that. But so we're gonna add ginger because this is gonna be like a ginger sesame stir fry. So I'll add 2 pieces of ginger because I really love ginger, and we were talking about cayenne yesterday. I'll put that right on there so it just absorbs all the flavors. We were talking about cayenne being an up herb. So cayenne starts by going up, and it goes up into the starts at the bottom and it starts going up and it opens up the blood vessels going up. And so ginger is also a circulatory herb, that's what I was going to say about the cayenne. It's a circulatory, so it assists in the blood flow, assists in circulation, getting the oxygen everywhere, and getting everything where it needs to be. So the ginger is a down circulatory herb, and it goes down, pulling down, which is why it's good for nausea, and it starts circulating down and pulling down, opening up all the blood vessels, and then it works its way up. So they both go all the way around through the body. It's just that cayenne starts by going up and ginger starts by going down. Ginger, of course, is really good for anything, oh my gosh, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. If you have nothing else that you can use and you're not feeling well, ginger, whether it's a powder, whether it's fresh, you can take a lot of ginger and it will kick out whatever it is that's going on. Now, having said that, some people are sensitive in their stomach to ginger a bit, and so I should keep cutting. And so, so you might want to make sure that you have something in your stomach. Even though ginger is really good for stomach ailments and nausea and that kind of thing, straight up on the stomach, it could be a little bit, harsh, depending on your digestive system. So, just looking here at my thing here. Okay. We have so much fun figuring all this stuff out. Okay. So anyway, so we're going to add some peppers to it too, and we're going to add a few, just a little bit for color. I'm not that big of a fan of peppers, although they do have lots of vitamins and minerals in them. It's just that we don't have any that are, I don't have any that are organic right now or out of the garden yet. So we'll add some peppers. Oh, here we go. So it's finally, oh my gosh, all those minutes we lost. Finally starting to soften those carrots, and I don't want them too cooked, but I want them not crunchy. And so, okay, so that's coming along. Another pickled pepper. Hey, there's something we should do. We could do pickled peppers. That would be really fun. I've done that before, and it's super easy. And yeah, we could just pickle some peppers, and they're really fun to add to different dishes, and I especially like adding pickled peppers to nachos. Like when you're making on top of the nachos, like if you're adding your salsa, and then you add your peppers, and the pickled peppers really add that zip, especially if you add a little bit of heat to them. That's one thing in the summer, I love it, but if you leave the door open a crack, a fly will come in, and that just drives me crazy. Not too many things drive me crazy, but actually not very many things at all, but flies do, you know, when they get near the food. So I have these, this is green onions. Forgot to tell you. Yeah, so I have these screens, or like dome covered screens that I put over the food, or I'll throw a dish towel over the food. You know, if you have something out that's not covered for a little while. Okay, so that's looking really good. So I am going to, I think I'm going to add my seasonings first, because like I say, I don't really want this to, I want to get that all smooth and happening before I add this, because I don't want it very cooked. So we'll add a little more water. And hey, hi Darlene. Yay, everybody's here. So we're adding a little bit of water with the carrots, and you can add either or the Bragg's liquid aminos. So what we want to do is we want to create a little bit of a oriental seasoning, and so this is a little milder. It's like a it's similar but a substitute for soy sauce. So I'm gonna add a little both just to show you guys. This one here is a really good one. The tamari is a gluten-free soy sauce as well. I didn't even know that soy sauce had gluten in it, but so I'm going to add, oh my gosh, you guys measuring. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the Bragg's and 3 tablespoons of the tamari, I think, okay? And it's salty too, right? So you want to be careful of that. We're going to add a little bit of sesame oil, which is going to be super awesome. This goes a long way too, so you don't need much. I'm going to say 6 drops. That might have been 8. Oh my God. Okay. So the next thing will be, we are going to add a little bit of the maple syrup. And so I don't want this sweet, so 1 level 1 level tablespoon. Okay. So, and we are going to add a little bit of oil to this because I want those noodles to slide. Speaking of my noodles, they're sitting there absorbing the water. So in case you guys missed it, we have noodles. I'm going to add some granulated garlic. And I do like garlic, so you can never have too much. So it's like a couple tablespoons. And I think, excuse me, just the oil. So the oil, there we go. Not a lot. I'd like to add less, but I think that's like a couple tablespoons. We just want the noodles to start sliding around, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to add the broccoli and the cauliflower. Oh my gosh. So the broccoli adds your fiber and really good for the colon. Like I was saying, vitamin C, vitamin K. We have the zucchini, which is super awesome. Oh, what was I going to say? The ginger, that little piece of ginger didn't go in. Okay, so carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, green onion, zucchini, and whoop, uh-oh, don't knock that. That's what I get for having such a small space. Oh, wow. Okay, so you know what? We're going to start sprouting barley again. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Watch when you get older and you can't see with your glasses and you can't see without them, because it gets to be comical as long as you see it that way. Anyway, yeah. I guess that corner needed to be cleaned up. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, good thing you know me. And for anybody that doesn't, I'm obviously not a professional cook. I just share what I do. I make 15-minute healthy meals, and people have asked me to share how I do it. And maybe you're going to be sorry one of these days that you asked me to share. But that's okay. You don't have to watch. It is really good, healthy meals. I am a certified herbalist. I'm just not a professional cook. How's that? Okay, let's add those noodles. So we have our little rice noodles, gluten-free, that we started at the beginning. And I'm going to do it like this just because I don't want to knock anything over again. And then what we can do, because I don't really measure much, is we're going to have a look at how this is, and then maybe add some more sauce. Can you guys see that okay? So we're adding the noodles and the vegetables, and it looks really fantastic. So, so I do want a little bit of, I think I want a little more sesame oil, don't you think? I think so, because I want it to be a sesame ginger. And so I'm going to add more sesame oil, and those noodles, I know we just put them in, but I want them to look a little darker. So a little bit more of the soy sauce, not a lot. So that would be like 3 to 4 tablespoons, depending on your taste. And then we're just going to put this together like this. Okay. So you can do this to taste. I did put quite a bit of garlic in here. And so the other thing that we can do, because I always talk about if you're going to make a meal, then to make it as healthy as possible when you're making it. And so I am going to add a little bit of astragalus to it. So astragalus is really good for the immune system, antiviral, anti-aging. It's just anti-stress. It's just an awesome herb, and it doesn't taste like anything. So you can add, like, I've got a level teaspoon here. So you can add that, and then at this point I am going to turn off the heat because I've added the astragalus, and I don't want it I'm just going to let it sit on top till this cools down. I don't want it to get overheated, although you can put astragalus in a tea and in a soup, so it doesn't hurt it to get warm because it releases its medicine. But I just really don't want it too hot. I'm going to add some cayenne. And because I love things spicy. And what else were we gonna, oh yes, okay, I'm gonna stir this up. We've got it. Okay, so see, the juices are coming in, and these vegetables are like not even steamed. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, my camera's a little off. Isn't that amazing? So we're just gonna put that together like that. These are very, very raw and very yummy. See if I can get the vegetables on the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to top it off with hemp hearts. So that will add extra nutrition, and it almost tastes like sesame seeds, which you can do. You can add sesame seeds. I just really kind of wanted to add hemp hearts instead. And so I'm going to show you guys a little bit closer. Isn't that beautiful? Take my little spoon out. Beauty. Okay, so that was awesome. So that's that. I'm going to show you something else, and hopefully I don't throw it all over the floor. Okay, off. We're turning that off. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to cool it down so it doesn't keep cooking. Okay, so we have that. Oh my God, how funny. Okay, I remember what we were doing. We are going to, we're going to make a dairy-free Parmesan to sprinkle over top. So I have cashews here, and the cashews, for them to be a Parmesan, or to have that consistency, oh my gosh, I apologize for my little froggy. It must be the allergies again. Anyway, okay, so we have the cashews, and you want them super dry so that when we mix it, it'll be crumbly. Because if these are raw, but I did heat them a bit just to make sure that they're dry, because you don't want it to turn into a paste. You want it to turn into like a Parmesan, like a crumbly. So we're adding the cashews, and that is roughly half a cup, very roughly. And we're adding the some nutritional yeast. And so I'm going to half a cup of that, I'm going to add 1 heaping tablespoon, because I want it really cheesy. And yeah, that feels right. As you guys know, I'm an intuitive cook, and that feels right. Okay, so we have the minced garlic granules, and I'm not going to just shake it in. I want a teaspoon, and so that would be 1/3 of a tablespoon. Since I didn't bring a tablespoon over here, I mean a teaspoon. Oh gosh, throwing barley all over the floor distracted me. Okay, so another 1/3 of a tablespoon. Oh, maybe a little less. Onion powder. That's the onion powder. Oh my gosh, my glasses are falling down. So, so that's really about it for the Parmesan. What we're going to do is we're going to use my little brawn, if I can do this without throwing the rest of the food on the floor. And we're going to give this a little try here. Whoops. turn that up. Does that sound higher? Okay. I think I need a smaller jar. Oh, there we go. Ah, there's the trick. Okay, so here's where I need suggestions on a different machine. Good thing I threw the broccoli, or I mean, the barley on the floor because the cashews are following. The dog's going to have a party. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. And you know, you guys, I know you love it when I experiment with new things that I've never done before. Because that way we all learn together. Like someone said, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Or not. Oh, there we go. I know, all the suggestions are going to come flying in. You could use. Okay, so that actually, I'm going to give that a little stir with my dry, clean spoon. And I am going to taste that. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so it's going to taste even better that there's a few cashew chunks left. I could keep grinding away, but I don't want to bore you guys. Anyway, they're turning out like that. Can you see it? There's just a few chunks left. And the taste is really good. It's really quite like Parmesan. It smells like nutritional yeast, but it tastes like Parmesan. That's really good. Really good. So I will come up with a plan to mash these up finer, easier, with less time. But that is really, really good. It definitely tastes like Parmesan. And so I'll be sprinkling that over top when I finish getting it ground. I should have put it in the, but you don't want it to turn into a paste. That's the thing, right? So, but I should have put it in the magic bullet. So we'll try that next time. But that tastes really good. So nutritional yeast, for you guys that don't know about, those of you guys that don't know about nutritional yeast, it's got a lot of B3 vitamins. It has potassium. It's really good for energy. It's really good for, oh my gosh, for your immune system. And yeah, it really helps the intestinal system, like the bacteria in the intestine. It's just super good stuff. And you should really, like Dr. Michael Greger says, and he wrote the book, How Not to Die, and he has a whole, it's called nutritionfacts.org, and he offers nutritional facts for free. When he sells his books, he doesn't make any profit. He donates all of the money from his books to charity. So I think that's really says a lot. And so if you haven't seen his read his books, How Not to Die, that it's one of the people that I really resonate with, because you know everyone shares what their experience is and what their belief system is, and I do believe that that changes with time. So I've read a lot of books, and then, you know, 2 or 5 or 10 years later, because I've been doing this for 25 years, you know, the same professional expert comes up and says, oh, well, you know, we just found out that may not be accurate. And so I think everything is based on everyone's opinion and belief and experience at the moment, and that's subject to change. And so I really like Dr. Greger because he's constantly researching the nutrition facts and updating, like on his website. So there's a lot of really valuable information there. And he says we should have nutritional yeast every day. So 2 or 3 tablespoons. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. That's much better. Okay, so, oh, the other thing I was going to add, okay, before, oh my gosh, so many things. I wanted to add this for the color to our beautiful sesame ginger stir fry. Okay, goji berries. Goji berries are very good for you, antioxidant. They're good for your eyes, good for your liver, good for your heart. Goji berries are amazing and fantastic. And also purple cabbage is very similar and much cheaper in benefits. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was I do have the most beautiful piece of yellow dock here. There's our herb of the day. Nice big guy. So I did a video quite some time ago about the yellow dock, and it was just a baby then. It was in the spring. And so these are the flowers that I was telling you about, that when they're starting to develop now, and then in another month they'll be bright orange and crispy. And when they're bright orange and crispy, they turn into the seeds, and the seeds are really good astringent for the liver, for the digestion, and also as a tea, it'll help if you have a problem with diarrhea. Like say if you have gone to the doctor and they don't know what's going on or whatever, and it doesn't seem to be helping, it can be really helpful for stopping that. So it's astringent and it tightens up the fluids. And yeah, so I would not use it specifically by itself for something like Crohn's or any kind of IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. I would use whatever it is that you're using with your medical practitioner as well. But in cases of just trying to tighten that up so it's not so loose, and this works really well when the flowers turn into the red seed. Or the red seed. It'll be really bright orange, really crispy. You guys will know it when you see it. Yellow dock's totally edible when it's a baby. The little grains are really good and edible. You can eat it afterwards. It's just too tough. The root is fantastic as a tea. It's really astringent for the lungs too. Like, so, so it tightens up in it. And it helps the mucous membranes in the whole intestinal tract, like the whole alimentary tract, right from the throat on down. So it's very astringent if you're having issues like that. And so, yeah, so it really is super beneficial. The root is really good for the liver, gallbladder, blood. It's a super awesome blood cleanser for the root. I didn't manage to get any root. It grows really, really long, so it's really hard to pull the whole thing out, so you really have to dig it up. It's not something you're going to yank on and get the root out normally. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that it's in its middle stage, because I showed you before flower, this is during flower, and then we're going to show when the flower turns into seed. So that's our little herb of the day, and thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be moving my dehydrator and cleaning up all the sprouted barley. So we'll resprout those and we'll get those going. I will show you, I don't know if I threw those, oh, I didn't throw those on the floor. The radishes are coming. The radishes are dripping. The radishes are coming. So we soaked and rinsed, and then we're just letting them start to sprout, and then we'll soak and rinse again and keep you updated on that since we have to start the barley over. Okay. Oh my gosh, MJ, hi. Yeah, we had a party. I was throwing food all over the place. So, super awesome, super fun. This is a really good recipe, super good for you. And we'll see you tomorrow at 11. For the new people that came on, check out my YouTube channel and subscribe if you want a good laugh every morning. And you might learn something too.